If you'd been holding on to your dinars for at least 10 years, you have more than doubled your money. That's not including any change to the exchange rate, because if the exchange rate changes, then you get that back once you cash out. In other words, if you tell the bank I'd like to get it in USD, they go, okay, no problem. And please transfer that to my American account. Just something to think about. I may actually do this. I'm going to reach out to them and see what it takes and what happens. If I can get 10% on it annually, I'll take it. Heck, I might buy more and deposit more. Something to think about. Iraqi bank announces investment deposits with returns up to 10%. That's a really good return. Imagine if 20 years ago you'd have made a deposit and been able to get back 10% back annually while it's just sitting there. You'd have made a ton of money by now. You see, some of us have millions of Iraq dinars. Let's just say, for the sake of it, somebody like me, I got 5 million, I deposited. It's going to give me 10% return on my investment. I'll take 500,000 Iraqi dinar back annually. That's a nice little return. And just let it sit there while I'm waiting. If the exchange rate changes, I can always have them return it to me in USD. Everything is pointing to August. I really feel that's when the rate is changing. Everything seems to be hovered and centered around the nucleus of August being their accession to the world trade. Somewhere around mid-August. That's when we're going to see most of their critical steps coming forward. It's amazing what's happening right now. We're definitely in the period for the rate change. It's here. It's right in front of us. TV saying CBI banks are offering a 10% gain on any investment opportunities. Frank. Shoot, I might even come there. They're going to give you 10% on your money if you open the bank account? Are you kidding me? You talk about incentives. I received an email saying the RV was imminent and about to commence. It's official. This is going to be an interesting week for us. I'm just looking forward to getting started on what I guess we expect in the way of notifications of setting our appointments. I believe we're finally at that point where it can start. So we shall see. Remember, the dinar has a so-called contract rate. They are supposed to offer that here in the United States to US citizens. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it is very high. Iraq registers 324 local companies, 27 foreign branches, in June. Quote, the company's registration department of Iraq's Ministry of Trade said it has successfully processed the establishment of 324 national companies and registered 27 branches of foreign companies in June. The Iraqi dinar is the only currency in Iraq. Therefore, that currency has to go up in value. It has to go up in value, it's going international. How do you know it's going international? Because Sadani Alak, the governor of the CBI, said so. I'm not pulling things out of the air. I'm repeating to you what these great leaders are doing in their county. President signed off on the budget on June 27. I want to show you a pattern here. Issue number 4781 published in the Gazette on July 1, 2024. Then, they skip issue number 4782 and advance to 4783. Published on July 8. We believe the Gazette issue number that is missing 4782 is actually the budget itself. They just can't publish it in the Gazette because right now it's being deemed or perceived as an unconstitutional law. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin stressed to his Iraqi counterpart Thabit al-Abbasi on Wednesday the importance of Iraq continuing to provide support to the international coalition to defeat ISIS in Syria and around the world. A statement by the Pentagon received by al-Maluma stated that the U.S. Department of Defense and the Iraqi Ministry of Defense led the second U.S.-Iraq Joint Security Cooperation Dialogue in Washington, D.C., on July 22, 2024, where they reaffirmed their commitment to security cooperation and shared interest in regional stability. The two delegations discussed a range of bilateral security issues under the 2008 U.S.-Iraq Strategic Framework Agreement, and in recognition of our comprehensive partnership, Defense Minister Thabit al-Abbasi met with U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and representatives from the Defense Security Cooperation Agency, U.S. Central Command, the Department of State, and the National Security Council staff. The Iraqi delegation included the Chief of Defense Staff, who also met separately with the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Charles Brown, the Director of the Counter-Terrorism Service, the Deputy Commander of the Joint Operations Command, Iraq, and other senior defense officials. The US and Iraqi delegations reaffirmed their commitment to developing Iraq's security and defense capabilities and their determination to deepen security cooperation across the full range of issues to advance the two countries' shared interest in Iraq's security and sovereignty and the stability of the region, he added.